Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hannah Olson and I love sharing about all things homemaking, motherhood, and homeschooling. I live in Minnesota with my husband and our 3 young children, and today's video is a little bit different of a video, but it is high time I film it and get it out there. I have missed you guys. I've been gone from YouTube for a while, and I don't know if this video is going up first or my recent favorites video is going up first, so keep an eye out for one of those and check out one if it's already been put up. But I am sharing a life update. It is now getting towards the end of July 2025. This is probably the biggest life update I have ever shared. I'm trying to decide, I've been trying to think of when to share all of this, how to share all of it. And yeah, so we're just gonna kind of jump in. Some things are smaller life updates, but we definitely have a lot of big stuff going on. So first of all, if you've enjoyed watching any of my vlogs this past fall, winter, and spring, thank you so much for watching those. It's been really fun sharing snippets of our life that way. I hope to do more of that in the future, but I haven't had the capacity, the bandwidth to do that more recently. But if you've watched those vlogs, you've seen that we lived elsewhere. We were in a different home. It was a rental house from January through May, and we actually do that every year. Our family has a more mobile lifestyle due to my husband's job, and we live about, well, it's less than half the year in one location in the Twin Cities area, and then we get to move back home here for all of summer and fall, which I absolutely love. I love our house so much, and it's wonderful to be home right now. But anyway, we moved home at the end of May, and that always is a big transition because we have bags and it's kind of like luggage and all the homeschool stuff and bedroom things like for the kids and their stuffed animals and stuff like that. So there's always a lot to move back home, and I spent a lot of time. I like to give myself like a week or two to really make sure we are all settled back in at home, especially since I don't like just shoving things into cupboards and closets and calling it good. I like to kind of reassess and reevaluate what we own back here at home, and if it's still serving us or if it's something we've outgrown or don't need anymore. It's always a good time to reevaluate when you move. It just adds a lot of extra work, I guess, to do all the decluttering and reorganizing. So I did a ton of that at the very start of this summer. Also at the start of this summer, and I think I mentioned this in past videos because it's very evident and obvious to me, hopefully not as much to you, but I got Invisalign this summer. That's not one of my big life updates, but I figured I might as well mention it here. I got Invisalign, and yes, I had braces as a kid, and no, I did not wear my retainer very well as a, early 20s, as a teenager and as an adult. And so I decided with some of my teeth shifting and moving and actually starting to ache because they were shifting and moving, I looked into some of my options and decided on Invisalign. But now I can't say any of my S's very well. So anyway, I will enunciate as best as I can and articulate as best as I can in my videos. It kind of drives me nuts, but I promise you I'm trying the best I can, and usually I just talk with my kids all day and it doesn't matter as much to me, but I like to be very articulate, just pronounce things nicely for you to hear on YouTube videos. So I'm sorry if it's a little distracting, or maybe now it's distracting because I pointed it out. But Invisalign started back in May, I believe, and I think I'm on a 10-month program, so I'm hoping to be done next March. I've been wearing them like crazy. I've been following all the rules, and I look forward to being done with Invisalign, of course. But for now, I'm very grateful. I got a really good deal, and we have good insurance that helped with that. So it was time to do it, and I'm really glad I'm just whacking that out this year, get it done mostly in 2025 and a little bit left over into next year, and then hopefully we will be set for many years of healthy teeth. Okay, the next update is one of the 2 big life updates I'm sharing in this video. I don't really have anything else. I mentioned Invisalign, I mentioned that we moved back home. Invisalign's a little bit new, but the moving back and forth thing is pretty typical for our family, and it always is a little slight upheaval in routines and just like reorganizing and all of our structure. But this next life update is a really big one. I debated about how, like I said, how and when to share this with you. And I've even debated not sharing this at all, but it is such a huge part of what is going on right now and why I've been absent on YouTube, especially at the start of this summer. And that is the fact that my husband is currently deployed. He is in the Army Reserve, and we knew that someday a deployment, of course, would happen. I've known about it since last August. We've known about it for a very long time. We just chose not to share it, you know, run around announcing that he's about to be deployed or something. So yeah, my husband has been deployed since in May, and he is in the Middle East right now. So he is in Kuwait, and that's about all the info I think I really need to share. But I just wanted to share it with you guys. I would love to hear if any of you are military spouses as well. It is a bit, I don't want to say odd, but it's a bit different for me being an Army Reserve wife, just because we don't live on base somewhere. We don't have the type of support system of like spouses who, you know, all of our husbands left at the same time in the same unit. And so it's all of us living on base, you know, with all of our kids and stuff like that. And so it's a different feel because I don't have a unit that I'm linked up with, you know, that I'm really involved with or connected with. But I'm so proud of Bjorn, and he's doing an awesome job over there. I am so grateful that we are able to speak with him pretty much every day. And I know that that is a gift that I should not take for granted at all, because I know that there are eras where people, of course, could only write letters or maybe didn't hear from their spouse. But then also there are times when people just could have a phone card or could only have a few minutes every week or something like that. So I'm very, very thankful that I can connect with Bjorn every day pretty much if I want to. I can shoot him a text right now. He's actually asleep right now, but you know what I mean. It's wonderful to be able to connect with him that way. Sorry, my camera battery died. I'm talking too much already, I think. But that being said, it has been hard just because the nature of it is now it is just me. And I have 3 young children, ages 2, 5, and 7, and that has just been a lot. I want to say I am so thankful I have in-laws who live very close by and are very involved in our lives and have given us so much support. So I never want to infer that I do not have support. I have a lot of support. I have my family who doesn't, like my parents who don't live very far away either. And so I've really been grateful for all of that. And I have sweet, thoughtful friends, and many people have reached out and said if we need anything to let them know. And I have been so thankful for that. But it is the whole single parenting thing, at least for quite a few months here. And I have to be on top of housekeeping and on top of homeschooling. Of course, we have yet to jump back into that wholeheartedly because of a lot of these things going on. And then also just making sure that I'm aware of, you know, security situations and just being the one in charge of discipline and follow through and meals and everything. So it's just been a lot, but not in the worst way ever. We miss Bjorn a lot, and it has been hard for the kids because they miss him, and hard for me because I miss him. And that's good to have someone you love so much that you miss when they're gone, and they leave like a space in your family when they're gone. It means that he's such an involved and present dad. And it's wonderful that he's been able to call the kids, and then he will read aloud to them, maybe several days a week, a couple days a week. He will read Redwall books, those Redwall chapter books, out loud over the speakerphone for Sophie and Soren, because they all have been loving Redwall books even last winter and spring. So that has been wonderful. I love that we can still connect with him over the phone, like I mentioned. But so that's been a big thing that's been going on. We have a lot of months of living without him, and I hesitated to bring this up because I don't really like proclaiming that information, sharing that information everywhere. And we waited so long to let people know, but I thought that it was a good time and a good place to let you guys know that that's what's been going on. And I've just been so all in with the kids out of my desire to be, but also necessity too. But if any of you are military spouses, I would love to hear any of your deployment tips and tricks, or if you've been in the same boat, if you know anyone who's been to the Middle East or Kuwait, I would love to just hear about your experience too, if you feel comfortable sharing that down in the comments. And most of all, we would covet your prayers for Bjorn's safety being over in the Middle East, and especially things that have been going on there, and then also our safety here at home, and that we can all come back together later on with everyone healthy and safe. And I really look forward to that time. And the kids have big plans about all the things they want to do when Daddy gets back home. So anyway, that is big life update number 1. That has been obviously a big part of what's been going on for us in 2025. Okay, life update number 2, I guess, in this same video. Like I said, I've never shared an update this big before. I just feel like so much has been going on. And that is that I am actually expecting. And Bjorn and I are so excited to be expecting our 4th child. And I love how the timing has worked out with this. And God is so gracious in giving us this 4th baby to for me to carry and for us to nurture and love and raise. We are very excited, and I am 13 weeks along as of today. So that has been another huge reason, probably the main reason why I have not been more present on both social media and on YouTube. And I'm not really apologizing for that per se. I've missed you guys, but I definitely needed that rest. I tend to be pretty nauseous during my first trimester, and then mostly it's been so much like fatigue and wanting to sleep all the time. So I've been sleeping in the mornings and napping during quiet time, and then going to bed early because it's just me here with the kids, and I need to have as much energy as I can. I've felt pretty sad that I haven't for a couple months had that like creative vision or energy that I usually love having with things like YouTube and wanting to write and post and share, and even that vision for like creating our homeschool year and getting that off the ground. But I hope and pray, and I think that it is starting to come back. I think I'm starting to turn a corner with like the nausea and just being so tired, and I still am sleeping like 9 hours a night at least. And my body needs that, and I know that that's the most important job right now, but it's been something I've missed, is being here on YouTube and being able to share and chat and communicate with you guys. But anyway, we are so excited, and like I said, I'm 13 weeks along. The baby is due at the very end of January, like the very tail end of January, which is so fun because both my husband's birthday and my birthday are in January, and so we have a lot to look forward to in the coming months. First of all, Bjorn coming back home after his deployment, and second of all, welcoming this 4th baby into our home. The other kids are all so excited. Svea always understands way more than we give her credit for, and she's so smart. And so she, being almost 2.5, she does understand quite a bit, I think, about babies, and oh my goodness, Svea loves babies, and so I'm very happy that we get to give her the gift of a baby sibling to love and nurture. And yeah, so that's the life update number 2, kind of a big one too. Oh, I was going to show you. This is the ultrasound picture. I waited a long time before going into the doctor because of everything going on, and I was just kind of in survival mode, and so I didn't feel the need to do a really early pregnancy confirmation visit. And so my sweet doctor actually fast-tracked me over to the ultrasound that day. Later that day, they were able to work me in, and so we were actually able to see baby, and it looks like baby is doing very well so far. But of course, I would covet your prayers for his or her development as they grow, and then also myself as I am pregnant and chasing around 3 other busy children. And I want to get our homeschool year up and off the ground, like I mentioned. I want to get that going, and I want to be on top of all the things, you know, don't we all? And so I know I have to prioritize wherever I can, and I pray that I'm utilizing my limited budget, my daily budget of time and energy as best as I can and to God's glory, but it is hard sometimes. But we are very excited. I can't wait to meet this little one, and it feels a little surreal to be talking about baby number 4, and I am very, very thankful. So that has been the other thing going on lately. I will show you the baby bump before we conclude this video for those of you who care about that sort of thing or are interested. It is very hard for me to hide at this point, so I feel comfortable sharing this pregnancy announcement here, because if you were to see me in person walking around, you would know Hannah's pregnant right away. So that 4th baby does not wait long to show themselves. Okay, so here is the baby bump. It kind of looks small here on the camera, but it is not. I have officially moved to maternity clothes because I got tired of wearing my pants unbuttoned, as one does. So very fun and exciting, and yeah. Okay, so if you sat through this whole life update, which hopefully didn't sound like too much rambling, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support and your encouragement and just caring, because I know that I'm nothing special. I want to care about each and every one of your lives too, and I am just happy that I get to share snippets and pieces of what is meaningful to us here on my channel with you, but then hopefully what I share typically with you is both encouraging and helpful for you. But thank you so much for being here and for watching this pretty huge life update video, and I again want to share more content, especially with homeschool, the homeschool year picking up soon. I want to share more about homeschooling, more, I don't know if I'll do daily vlogs for a little while yet, but let me know down in the comments if you have any video topics that you'd like me to cover, anything that you're interested in. Maybe I can do a Q&A video coming up before too long, especially since I just announced a pregnancy. Maybe you have some questions that you'd like to ask me about that. You can either leave those questions down below or just say, yes, please do a Q&A video, and we'll try to get that ball rolling too. But I would love to hear what you'd like to see here on my channel coming up. Again, thank you so much for being here. I'm really humbled and honored that there are so many of you that just plain care. So thank you for that, and I hope you are having a wonderful day wherever you are at, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.
Yesterday there was sun.